This is the easiest sugarcane farm for Minecraft Bedrock, and it's going to produce over 15,000 sugarcane per hour, so settle in and let's build. The first thing you want to do is dig out a 4-block hole, and then the center 2 blocks we are going to remove as well. We're going to grab our barrel now, or our chest, whatever one you decide to use. I like the barrel, but if you're building this near villagers, then obviously go ahead and use a chest, that way you don't have them accidentally linking up. From there, we're going to grab our hopper now and run the hopper into that barrel. That is extremely important. Don't place it down on the ground. If you place it like this, then it is not going to pick up any of the sugarcane. Make sure that it is connected to the barrel or the chest. We're then going to grab our stair and we're going to point the stair away from the side we're going to place our clock on. So the left side should have the top part of the stair. We're then going to place down our mud block over top of the hopper. We're going to go ahead and waterlog this stair block now, so that way we can place down our sugarcane. And then we're going to place down a stair going above our barrel or our chest. That way you can still open it, and it kind of looks a little bit like it's just peeping out. If you're enjoying this video, consider subscribing and checking out the other tutorials on my channel. Back to the video. The next thing we're going to do is remove these 3 blocks next to the farm, and we're going to replace this center block with a block of your choice. I'm using cobblestone, however you can use whatever building block you would like. And then we're also going to replace these 3 blocks with cobblestone as well, because we are going to see these blocks, and it just looks a little bit more aesthetic if you choose a nice building block. We're then going to place down a redstone torch on this block right here, a redstone dust behind that block, place down a block on top of that redstone torch, place down a block on top of that redstone dust, and then we're going to grab a repeater, point it into this block, and it should create a clock like this. We're going to set this repeater to 3 ticks, just like so, and then we're going to place down a lever on the front so we can go ahead and turn it on, and then that is going to stop the clock, which is going to stop the farm from working. We're then going to place down a dispenser right next to your sugarcane, pointing into the sugarcane, place down a piston on top of the dispenser, place down a redstone torch next to the piston, and if we go ahead and turn on the farm, you are going to see that the piston is going to fire, and the dispenser is also firing, but I play without sound. We're then going to turn the clock back off, and we're going to run a hopper into that dispenser, which I do not seem to have in my inventory. And then we're going to place down our hopper running into that dispenser. Again, that's super important. Place it running into the dispenser. Place down a barrel on top of this hopper in whatever direction you would like. Go ahead and grab your glass now, and we're going to fill in the front here with our glass. Now, this is purely aesthetic. You can use whatever you would like as this block. If you want to use regular blocks and not be able to see the sugarcane, go right ahead. I personally think that glass will look a lot nicer, though. We're then going to grab our blocks and place down blocks on top of that repeater, and going all the way up to the same level as the glass. Finish it off like this. And then all we have to do is place a nice little slab roof on top of here to make sure none of the sugarcane pops out of the roof. Because if you have a sugarcane sitting on the ledge right here, it is actually going to just start collecting all of the sugarcane up here, which then none of it is going to fall down there. So it is important that this roof is here, and slabs are just so that it doesn't look as tall. Wow, you just kind of popped in here. And the last thing we have to do is go ahead and fill this up with bone meal. And after filling your barrel with bone meal, we are ready to use the farm. If you're wondering for ways to get easy bone meal, I would recommend creating a skeleton grinder. However, if you don't have a skeleton farm near you and you don't want to build a general mob farm, because this is supposed to be a rather easy farm to build, then simply going out and hunting some fish is another great way to get some bone meal. And if you want to go one step farther, you could build a bone meal fish farm, which is honestly my favorite bone meal farm that exists in the game. With that said, once you have your bone meal in here, we are ready to actually use the farm. Go ahead and turn it on, and it's going to start producing sugarcane at 1 bone meal per 2 sugarcane, or 2 sugarcane per bone meal. That is the ratio, and it is actually perfectly timed, so there is no bone meal waste. We are not going to have any sugarcane despawn because it is running at the speed that the hopper can pick up items. So as you can see, we're getting plenty of sugarcane here. It is basically a constant stream of sugarcane, which is going to allow you to craft tons of paper to trade with your villagers, or you can use it to get that first enchantment book. If you stand close enough to the farm on this edge right here, you will eventually pick up a sugarcane. However, it is very rare, and it is only 1 sugarcane. But yeah, that is the entire farm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like. My name is 1UpMC, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.